Falling for a Stranger, a Small-Town Romance by Andy Wayne. Chapter 1. The smell of ink and paper permeated my senses as I walked through the rows of books, their spines displaying a rainbow of colors. This was my sanctuary. My name is Jen Mallory, a 28-year-old librarian at the heart of a bustling city. Books have always been my solace, providing me with the chance to escape reality and explore different worlds. And now I had the privilege of helping others find their own adventures within these pages. "Excuse me, Miss Mallory?" A patron's voice pulled me out of my reverie. "Can you recommend a good mystery novel?" "Of course," I replied, my eyes lighting up. Guiding people towards the perfect book gave me a sense of accomplishment, like I was adding a little bit of magic into their lives. You might enjoy The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. It's a psychological thriller with an ending that'll leave you speechless. Sounds intriguing. Thank you, the patron exclaimed, her interest piqued by my suggestion.
"Anytime," I said with a warm smile, watching her walk away, book in hand.
As the day wore on, my interactions with patrons continued, some seeking recommendations, others assistance in locating specific titles or authors. Each exchange felt like a small victory, another person whose life I'd touched through the power of literature. When evening finally arrived, I locked the library doors and headed home to my cozy apartment. There, I was greeted by Daisy, my constant and unwavering companion. Her fur, soft as silk, brushed against my legs as she purred, welcoming me back. We shared a quiet understanding, Daisy and I. In this chaotic world, we found solace in each other's company. Our evenings were simple, yet comforting. I would curl up on the couch with a blanket draped over me, a book resting on my lap, and Daisy nestled by my side. Her gentle purring served as the soundtrack to our nights, while the soft glow of the lamp illuminated the pages before me. "Ah, Daisy," I whispered as I closed my book, the weight of another day lifting from my shoulders. "What would I do without you?" In those quiet moments, with only the sound of her purring and the turning of pages, I felt truly content. Little did I know that life had other plans in store for me, plans that would take me far from this sanctuary, thrusting me into a world of secrets and betrayals and testing my ability to trust not only others, but myself as well. The following morning, as I sipped my steaming coffee and flipped through the pages of a new novel, the shrill ring of the telephone interrupted my reverie. Daisy twitched her ears in annoyance before retreating to her favorite perch by the window. "Hello?" I answered hesitantly, wondering who would be calling me on a Saturday morning. "Is this Miss Jennifer Mallory?" asked a deep voice tinged with an air of formality. "Speaking," I replied, my curiosity piqued. "Miss Mallory, my name is Benjamin Matthews. I'm an attorney representing the estate of your late grandmother, Eleanor Mallory. I regret to inform you that she passed away last month. She left you her beach house in Sunset Cove, Maine. We understand that this may come as a surprise to you." I nearly dropped the phone, astonished by the revelation. My mind raced with questions, and my heart ached with a sense of loss. Though I hadn't seen my grandmother in years, I had always admired her free spirit and independence. To learn of her passing in such an abrupt manner left me feeling hollow, like a piece of my life's puzzle had been irretrievably lost. "Miss Mallory?" Mr. Matthews's voice called me back to the present. Yes, I'm here," I stammered, struggling to process the news. Thank you for letting me know. What do I need to do?" "First, please accept my condolences," he said sincerely. "If you're interested in claiming the property, we'll need you to come to Sunset Cove within the next month. I can guide you through the necessary paperwork and legalities once you arrive." I paused, weighing my options. The idea of leaving my comfortable routine and venturing into the unknown stirred a mixture of fear and excitement within me. "Can you give me some time to think about it?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. "Of course, Miss Mallory. I'll be here when you're ready to discuss further." "Thank you," I breathed before hanging up the phone. I stared at the now silent device in my hand. a whirlwind of emotions swirling within me. A part of me longed to explore this unexpected opportunity and delve into my grandmother's life. Another part trembled at the thought of abandoning my familiar world for an uncertain future. "Life has a funny way of surprising us, doesn't it, Daisy?" I murmured, stroking her soft fur as she nuzzled against my hand. She looked up at me with her wise green eyes, as if encouraging me to take a leap of faith. After several days of contemplation, I made a decision that would alter the course of my life. I approached my supervisor at the library and requested a 3-month leave of absence, a reprieve from the mundane, a chance to venture into the unknown. "Jen, are you sure about this?" she asked, concern etched across her face. "More than anything," I replied, a newfound sense of determination surging through me. "I need to do this, not just for myself, but for my grandmother as well. I owe it to her to uncover her story and embrace this new chapter." With her support, I embarked on a journey that would lead me down unfamiliar paths, challenging my beliefs and testing the limits of my trust. As I packed my bags and prepared to leave the comfort of my home behind, I couldn't shake the nagging feeling that betrayal and disappointment awaited me. But despite the looming shadows of doubt, I remained steadfast in my pursuit of truth and self-discovery. As the tires of my old station wagon screeched to a halt, I cast my gaze upon the idyllic town of Sunset Cove. The sun hung low in the sky, casting a warm glow on the white picket fences that lined the streets, the colorful flower beds swaying gently in the ocean breeze, and the picturesque cottages adorned with cheerful window boxes. It was a far cry from the bustling metropolis I had left behind, a haven where time seemed to move at a more leisurely pace. "Welcome to Sunset Cove," read the weathered sign that greeted me at the entrance of the town. "Population, 500. I couldn't help but smile at the thought of swapping the skyscrapers and traffic jams for quiet beaches and quaint shops that dotted the coastal town. As I drove through the narrow, winding streets, I felt an inexplicable tug at my heartstrings, as if this place held the answers to questions I hadn't even known to ask. Perhaps it's just nostalgia, I mused to myself, feeling the weight of my grandmother's legacy pressing down upon me. The desire to understand her life, to unravel the mysteries she left behind, had driven me here. But with each passing moment, I found myself yearning not only to uncover her past, but to forge my own future in this charming sanctuary. "Good afternoon, miss," a friendly voice interrupted my reverie. Startled, I glanced up to see a middle-aged woman with a warm, welcoming smile standing outside a small bakery, an inviting aroma wafting through its open door. "Hello," I replied hesitantly, feeling slightly disoriented by the sudden interaction. "New in town?" she inquired, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. Yes. I'm Jen Mallory. I've just inherited my grandmother's beach house here," I explained, still feeling a little out of place. "Ah, you must be Ruth's granddaughter. We've all heard the news. She was a wonderful woman, very kind and generous. You have her eyes," she remarked, studying my face thoughtfully. "Thank you," I managed, touched by her gentle words. "I'm here to learn more about her life and, well, myself, I suppose." "Well, you've come to the right place, dear," she exclaimed with enthusiasm. "Sunset Cove has a way of healing the soul and revealing one's true path." As I nodded in agreement, a sense of anticipation welled up within me. Despite the shadows of betrayal and disappointment that threatened to cloud my journey, I knew that this quaint town held the key to unlocking the secrets of my grandmother's past and, perhaps, the road to my own self-discovery. With renewed determination, I resolved to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead, drawing courage from the whispers of the Ocean Brise and the echoes of my grandmother's footsteps on the sandy shores of Sunset Cove. The sun dipped low in the sky, casting long shadows through the streets of Sunset Cove as I approached my grandmother's beach house. Waves whispered secrets upon the shore, and a salty breeze teased the auburn tendrils that framed my face. My heart raced with anticipation and trepidation. I was poised on the edge of the unknown. I turned the corner, and there it stood, a 2-story white clapboard house nestled between swaying dune grasses and the infinite expanse of the ocean. The wraparound porch beckoned me closer, promising solace and revelation. I felt as if the house itself held its breath, waiting for me to unlock the secrets hidden within its walls. "Hello there," called out a voice, pulling me back to the present. A man stood on the sidewalk, his warm smile tempered by the furrows on his brow. "You must be Jen Mallory, Ruth's granddaughter." Yes, that's me," I replied, surprised by his familiarity. "How did you know?" "Word travels fast in a small town like this," he explained, his eyes crinkling at the corners. "Your grandmother was a beloved member of our community. We were all saddened by her passing." "Thank you," I murmured, touched by his empathy. "I'm here to learn more about her life and explore this new opportunity." "Sunset Cove has a way of revealing truths," he said cryptically before continuing on his way. As he disappeared down the street, I contemplated his words, the weight of betrayal and disappointment heavy on my shoulders. I knew that knowledge came at a cost, and I wondered what price I would pay for uncovering the mysteries of my grandmother's past. Taking a deep breath, I ascended the steps to the porch. The worn wooden planks creaked beneath my feet, their groans a testament to the countless footsteps they had borne. I crossed the threshold, and the scent of sea air mingled with memories enveloped me like a comforting embrace. "Welcome home," whispered the house, and for the first time in what felt like an eternity, I believed it. The beauty of the beach house and the charm of the town had already begun to work their magic on my weary soul. I wandered through the rooms, each one revealing a unique facet of my grandmother's life. In the kitchen, I could almost hear her laughter as she danced around the stove, cooking up feasts for her friends and family. In the living room, I imagined her curled up in her favorite armchair, the soft glow of lamplight casting shadows on the pages of her beloved books. The sun slipped beneath the horizon, leaving the world awash in hues of crimson and gold. As darkness descended, I knew that I was at the precipice of a journey that would irrevocably change me. Filled with hope and trepidation, I vowed to face whatever lay ahead, to honor my grandmother's memory by uncovering the truth about her life and my own. Within the walls of the beach house, I found solace and a sense of belonging. It was here, amidst the whispers of the ocean and the ever-shifting sands of Sunset Cove, that I would confront the ghosts of my past and forge a new path towards redemption and self-discovery. The morning sun cast a golden glow on the white clapboard siding as I sipped my coffee on the wraparound porch, taking in the breathtaking view of the ocean. I felt the warm breeze carrying the scent of salt water, and the gentle rhythm of the waves lapping at the shore soothed my restless spirit. As I gazed out across the water, I couldn't help but wonder what secrets lay hidden within the depths of this seemingly idyllic town. "Good morning, neighbor." A cheery voice interrupted my reverie. I turned to see an older woman with a shock of white hair and twinkling blue eyes that reminded me of the sea. "I'm Mary, your next-door neighbor," she said, extending a hand. "I saw you arrive last night and thought I'd come over and introduce myself." "Hello, Mary." I shook her hand warmly, grateful for the friendly face. "I'm Jen Mallory. My grandmother left me this beach house, and I'm here to learn more about her life." "Ah, dear Ellie," Mary sighed, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "She was such a vibrant soul, full of laughter and kindness. We were quite close, you know. She spoke of you often, though she hadn't seen you in years. I believe she always hoped you would return to Sunset Cove someday." "Thank you," I murmured, touched by her words. "That means a lot to me." "Of course, dear." She patted my arm gently. "If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask." Actually, I hesitated, wondering if it was too forward to seek her help so soon. "If you have some time, maybe you could help me go through some of her things. I want to understand her life better." "Of course, sweetheart," Mary agreed readily, a gentle smile gracing her lips. "I'd be honored to help you." Together we explored the beach house, our footsteps echoing through the rooms filled with memories. In the attic, amidst the dusty relics of my grandmother's life, we discovered a trunk filled with old photographs and letters. "Look at this," I whispered reverently, holding up a black and white photograph of a young woman with auburn hair and green eyes that mirrored my own. This must be my grandmother when she was my age. The realization left me breathless, as if I were looking into a mirror reflecting both past and future. "Indeed," Mary confirmed, peering over my shoulder. "Ellie was a great beauty in her day. She had many suitors, but only one man ever truly captured her heart." "Who was he?" I asked, intrigued by this revelation. "His name was Thomas," she said wistfully, her gaze distant as if lost in memory. "He was a sailor, and they had a passionate love affair. But their happiness was short-lived, for he betrayed her trust in the most unforgivable way." I could sense the bitterness in her voice, a sharp contrast to the warmth I had felt from her earlier. My curiosity piqued. I scanned the handwritten letters that revealed the depth of their love, as well as the seeds of betrayal and disappointment that eventually tore them apart. "Did she ever find happiness again?" I asked softly, my heart aching for my grandmother, who had lived a life so similar to my own. "Ellie was strong, resilient," Mary replied, her voice tinged with admiration. "She built a life for herself here in Sunset Cove, surrounded by friends who loved her dearly. And despite the pain of the past, she never stopped believing in the power of love and forgiveness." As I listened to Mary's account of my grandmother's life, I was struck by the realization that her legacy was not one of sorrow, but of strength and resilience. In the face of betrayal and disappointment, she had chosen to embrace love and forgiveness. "Thank you, Mary," I said sincerely, my eyes brimming with tears. "I think I understand her better now." "Ellie would be so proud of you, Jen," Mary assured me, her own eyes shining with emotion. "She left a part of herself in this beach house, and I have no doubt that you will find the answers you seek here." As we descended the attic stairs, I knew that my journey of discovery had only just begun. But with Mary's guidance and my grandmother's spirit beside me, I felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination to unravel the tangled threads of our shared past. A few days after my conversation with Mary, I found myself basking in the sunlight, the salty breeze caressing my face as I walked along the shoreline. The ocean's symphony accompanied my thoughts, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of peace and belonging that seemed to be a part of Sunset Cove's very essence. However, this idyllic moment was not without its shadows. "Hey, new girl," a voice called out, breaking me from my reverie. A man, perhaps in his early 50s, approached me with an air of arrogance, his eyes studying me with suspicion. "What are you up to?" "Excuse me?" I replied, taken aback by his brusqueness. "I'm just enjoying the beach." "Ellie's granddaughter, aren't you?" he questioned, his tone accusatory. "You know, she wasn't exactly beloved by everyone in town." My heart clenched at his words, and I steeled myself for the confrontation that seemed inevitable. "Is there something I can help you with, sir?" I asked, trying to maintain a polite facade. "Stay out of trouble," he warned, his gaze narrowing before stalking away. As I watched him leave, I felt a chill of unease beneath the warm sun, his ominous words echoing in my head. It seemed that my grandmother's past might hold more secrets than I'd anticipated, and not all of them would be welcome. Later that evening, as I sat on the wraparound porch, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Casting a glance around, I caught sight of a mysterious stranger lurking in the shadows, their intentions unknown. Anxiety gnawed at me, and I retreated inside, locking the door behind me. As the days went by, I found myself increasingly aware of the curious glances from townspeople and the whispers that followed me through the quaint shops. I couldn't help but wonder if their scrutiny was born of genuine concern or something more sinister. "Jen, you must understand that not everyone in Sunset Cove is as welcoming as they may seem," Mary warned me one afternoon as we shared a cup of tea. "There are those who hold grudges and are unwilling to forgive past transgressions." "Is that what this is about?" I asked, my voice tinged with frustration. Should I be worried? Your grandmother faced her own share of challenges, but she persevered, Mary replied, her eyes filled with a quiet resolve. Trust your instincts, Jen. You have more strength within you than you realize. As I continued to navigate the complexities of my new surroundings, I felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension coiling in my chest. The picturesque beauty of Sunset Cove, with its sun-kissed shores and charming storefronts, belied the undercurrent of betrayal and disappointment that seemed to pulse just beneath the surface. And yet, despite the obstacles that awaited me, I could not ignore the undeniable pull of my grandmother's legacy. In those quiet moments when the ocean whispered secrets upon the shore and the wind carried the echoes of forgotten tales, I knew that I had found a place where my roots ran deep. Here, amidst the ebb and flow of life in Sunset Cove, I would uncover the story of Eleanor Mallory, a tale of strength and resilience, love and forgiveness, woven intricately into the very fabric of my being. And so, with each step forward into the unknown, I carried with me the hope that lay at the heart of my grandmother's life, trusting in the power of love and forgiveness to guide me through the shadows and into the light.